Yo, what's up everyone? I'm Matt and I just finished up a pretty crazy DIY home project. So just for a little context, I live in a duplex that has a shared wall with my neighbors, and this wall also just happened to be a shared wall in the drum room. So after looking at many options over about 1.5 years of research, I decided to build what's known as a room within a room to help tame some of the noise. I know there's plenty of information on this topic across the internet, so I'm not going to go a lot into specifics, but since I got most of my inspiration and information from YouTube, I thought I'd give back by sharing my experience by documenting the process. So I know you're really excited, but before we get started, a few things. 1, I am not a professional acoustician, audiologist, contractor, builder. Hell, I'm not even a professional musician. So take all this with a grain of salt. I had a lot of help from my awesome contractor father-in-law, Mike Smolinski. Without him, a lot of this would not be possible. So my first word of advice is this: unless you absolutely know what you're doing, most definitely get yourself a Mike Smo. 2, this isn't meant to be a literal step-by-step instructional video. I'm simply showing you what I did to solve my problem. You're gonna have a different situation or maybe a whole different problem entirely, so while the basic concepts of sound may still help you, just know that every situation's a little different. What worked for me may not even work for you. 3, sorry to burst your bubble, but this process will not get you a 100% soundproof room. That's really hard to do, and unless you have lots of mass and airspace, nothing will ever be 100% soundproof. This, however, did solve my problem, so if you're interested in a before and after sound comparison video, be sure to let me know in the comments. 4, everything you're about to see is pretty much shot on an iPhone or GoPro in very poor lighting conditions. In fact, there's plenty of times that I was knee-deep in the middle of something and totally didn't feel like shooting, but I did anyway, for you. 5, and finally, as you can imagine, there was a mound of footage from this process and it took forever to assemble. So if there's anything in this video series that was helpful at all, even if it was what not to do, be sure to let me know by algorithming. All right, let's go back to the summer of 2020 when we gutted the room.
This wood relax, and it's going to be supported over here.
Yeah.
You don't need to blow it too far here.
Okay.
Got the project manager inspecting the build. What do you think of the drum room?
Nothing yet. Right now it's a mess.
So demo is finally complete. Excited to be moving on here. So we gutted the original room, we took out the original drywall, all of the electrical, the recessed lighting. We even took out an entire closet, which gained us probably a solid 3.5 feet. The original room was L-shaped, so it wasn't very conducive to having a drum set on one side and workable space on the other. So that was some really prime real estate that we gained there. So the next step will be taking our safe and sound insulation. We're going to be putting it on the original wall and then sealing it up. right, so we just finished phase 2, which is what we're considering to be the outer room in our build. And the good news is my wife has reported that construction noise has significantly decreased since finishing this part of the build, so that's great to hear. But we're gonna take it a step further. So what we're gonna do next is frame out a brand new room about 1.5 inches away from the outer walls. From there, we're gonna put another layer of insulation. We're gonna put 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall separated by a noise-proofing compound called green glue, and we're gonna do that right now. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out part 2 to see what we did next and subscribe for upcoming videos. Later.